Here's the new changes coming under the Employment Rights Bill in April 2026. First up, we've got day one rights for things like paternity leave. Currently, you have to be employed for a period of time before you are eligible for those rights. We know that this is really important for gender equality because we are already seeing a real shift in the need for fathers to play a bigger role when it comes to taking parental leave from the workplace when they have their child. Also going to be stronger protection for whistleblowers. This is vital for a much more transparent, fairer workplace when it comes to those people who really take it upon themselves to put their head above the parapet. They should be protected, and that's what these new laws will do. As part of my role on the Law Society, one of the things that we've been doing is consulting the government on some of these changes. So it's really interesting to see which bits that they have listened to, which bits they haven't, and I'm really interested to understand how they're going to create the Fair Work Agency. Allegedly, says here that they are going to create a Fair Work Agency, which is the aim is to create better workplaces that allow agency to bring employment law tribunal claims on behalf of workers for certain claims. At this stage, we don't have all the information, but it's interesting to see that they're actually going to bring that in April. The other big change that's coming in is in relation to sick pay. Now, I've written about this and done some various videos on this before, so I'm not going to go into loads of detail on the actual sick pay, but check out our blog if you want more information on the Thrive Law website. Essentially, what's happening here is currently there is a lower limit, a cap that requires people to earn a certain amount of money before they're eligible, and that's going to go. So obviously that's going to help those people who are part-time or are disabled, who it disproportionately impacts the most, because they will have access to SSP, which is also known as statutory sick pay. Oh, and also on that point, not only is that lower cap going, but it'll be a day one right. So at the moment, you have a waiting period of up to 3 days. That's going to go. So day one, when you are sick, you get sick pay. You don't have to wait until the sick pay kicks in. So in relation to the sick pay changes, great for employees. However, employers, have you updated your policies? What does your contract say? How does this align with company sick pay? Do you have insurance in place? All of those things are relevant when these changes come in. So start looking at your policies and your processes now to be able to best prepare for these changes coming in next year. Here on our blog, we've got an amazing list of all of the different changes that are coming in. And particularly what I thought was interesting is that they've brought forward, so one of the changes that will come in April in relation to digital workplace ballots and trade union recognition. So really what they're looking at here is like, how can you modernize collective bargaining? How can we modernize how that works so that we can strengthen the participation of those individuals that are involved in that process? Because it's pretty old school at the moment. People like write on a piece of paper and they put it in a box, that old school. So they're looking to modernize that, and that looks like it's coming in April too, which is great. And the final change that's coming in is in relation to collective consultation. So when we think about collective consultation, this is en masse. These are larger consultations with more than 20 people involved in a particular period. And what they're bringing in here is what they're saying is that they're going to double the protective award period for non-compliance. What that basically means is they're going to double the amount of compensation available if employers don't comply with the collective consultation rules. So that means employers need to be much better at making sure that they're aware of the right amount of redundancies happening within the required period, but also are they properly consulting with all of the relevant individuals, not just those at the time when they're doing the mass consultation, because there may be some that have happened previously that they need to capture within that.